volunteering at a hospital experience, volunteering at a hospital as a teen experience, emergency room volunteer experience, outpatient surgery volunteer experience. I have it all. The background music is gonna be kids playing. It's all natural, no copyright. If you want it, just live in a neighborhood where there's kids and they're like 10 years younger than you, and then make sure they're having a pool day while you're videoing. Hopefully you can hear me. Hey guys, it's Precious. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I make videos once or twice a week, usually on Saturdays or Sunday. Sometimes I upload in the middle of the week because I can and I feel like it. So I make videos on my past and my medical career starting from high school, because not a lot of people start from high school. They start later on in life, so I just want to give you guys that raw touch. And I make videos about education because since I'm going into the medical career, I'm going to be in school for a very long time. I make the occasional life videos because I love myself. I also make videos about taking surveys online because I'm a freak. What was this? I meant this. If you like this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, and thank you. Now let's get on with the video. So basically for this video, I'm just gonna start out with where I volunteered at and then what I learned from volunteering as a whole experience, and then like halfway through I'm gonna tell you about like what actually happened. Stick tuned. Was gonna only volunteer ER, but I ended up volunteering at outpatient surgery because I wasn't gonna have enough hours. So yeah, even though lots of people who've done high school medical videos saying like volunteer doesn't really, you don't really see a lot, I saw a lot for being a volunteer. If you can volunteer and be like the lowest of the low, I think it will give you more of a ground to being like a better doctor or a better surgeon or anything, because you know where you came from, the volunteer, so you won't be all cocky when you grow up. Around with the nurses, say hi to the cleaning staff, be nice to all the cleaning staff, because they help the hospital so much, even if you just think that they're just cleaning because there's germs in the hospital and they're the reason why you aren't dying because of someone else's germs. Follow like one or two of the nurses. You don't want to just go there, stand around and get your hours, because that sucks. You'll be missing out on a lot of information and a lot of cool things. The nurses are literally the backbone of the hospital. Thank you to all the nurses out there. Always ask questions, because if you ask questions, you will have such a better time, because they will tell you what you asked for and they will also elaborate on it, and they will make you like learn so many new things. Get them to think that you care and you want to know more about the hospital, and they'll like you better. You're volunteering at the hospital, so act accordingly. You're representing them. I'm gonna start talking about my ER experience first, because I volunteered there a lot longer. Codes aren't like the best thing to look for, but it's a very good experience if you see them. Like you just see like the background, and it really gets you to know if you really want to be in that type of field where you see all that trauma happening. So I saw two codes. One was a code purple and one was a code blue. So the code purple means stroke, and so that was my first code that I saw. I didn't really see like the actual stroke happening. He didn't know what year it was. He thought it was like 2002. I also saw a code blue, which means cardiac / respiratory emergency. He wasn't breathing, heart rate was low, his blood pressure was low. I went into the room and I stood on the side away from all the nurses and the doctor's way, because you don't want to get in their way during a code, because that's someone's life. He had something wrong with his back, his stomach, his belly button was like inflamed and bright purple, like the size of my palm. It was just like all bad, like cancer too, so it was like there's so many things wrong with him. The guy ended up dying. Not everyone who volunteers ends up seeing like someone, like knowing someone died while they were there, but it happens, especially in the ER. Know that that type of situation happens in life, and you need to know how to handle it. The really sad part was that he had a wife and she was pregnant. The second day I was in the ER, I saw an enema. And if you don't know what an enema is, it's basically if you have like a stuck stool, and it's for them to put a little tube up your butt, and then fluid goes into your butt, and it just helps relax the stool. I'm doing this diagram with my hands, and I don't know how that's gonna look. It helps you poo. Enema is supposed to take like 5 minutes long. That enema takes 35 minutes long for the procedure to happen, not for him to poo. And then basically after the procedure happens, you're supposed to not poo for like 10 minutes. And basically he didn't poo for another like 35 minutes. You need to be prepared for like some really, the best word here is bitchy patients, and they retaliate on the nurses and you. So I had an older woman, like she was like clawing at the nurses while the nurses were trying to like wipe her booty. She was like just yelling that everyone was a bitch. She was just like F you, F you, F you all around. And then like I was just standing there being mildly impatient and just watching the scene go down, and then she looks at me like 3 times, and then she like just says, "Why are you looking at me? Why are you smiling?" And I'm like, "Oh, am I not supposed to look at you? I'm just looking at the screen behind you." So like she got a little aggravated, so I turned away. But me being me, I started laughing after she said that, and so were all the nurses, and she was just aggravated. But that type of like situation is just very funny to me, to see. Like, I love the mean patients. Like, some people might not like people being mean to them, but I just like find a quick joke at it. I'm like, oh my god, that was the funniest thing you ever said. It didn't hurt my feelings. So have a nice day. We also had a homeless guy. It was really sad. He could speak, but it wasn't coherent. On my last day at the ER for the summer, a cycle swerved off the road to try to avoid hitting a suddenly stopped car. And so he got a bunch of like road rashes all around his arm, on his knee, and all that, and he needed some stitches. So a different nurse that I hadn't met before like said, "Oh, you want to come help me clean him up?" And I'm so excited. Like, this is what I was waiting for, me to actually like get my hands dirty. I went to go help her. I cleaned his knee. I cleaned it, wiped it, put a thing on it, wrapped it around. He was in pain, and I was just like, I am having fun, boy. I'm actually getting my hands on stuff. And then I helped clean like all his elbow and all that stuff. I also volunteered at the outpatient surgery. I didn't know we could actually volunteer inside the actual surgical unit. I thought we could only volunteer in the outpatient because that's all I was told. I'm gonna volunteer at the surgical unit next year because I really want to see that. And I had a really funny, nice nurse that showed everyone out. I helped take out patients, and mostly all the patients were so sweet. She wanted us to do as much work as we could possibly can. So we refilled like every single cabinet. We refilled stuff in the rooms. We gave out gloves, everything, like anything that was missing. Like each day we came in, and she was like, "Use your wheelchair to go get more stuff. Back and forth, back and forth." And it was just like really funny. You really gained some muscle. Like, I feel like I gained more muscle. She was like, "Okay, I'm gonna teach you how to take blood pressure, take temperature, take pulse too." And so like she just gave us a little machine. She was like, "This is how you do it when I tell you to do it." Yeah. And if you guys are thinking, oh, you don't get to see stuff like surgery, you do. The girl came up, we were all talking about like what was fun, and then she said that she saw a C-section. So there's so many things to see while volunteering. That was my whole volunteering at the hospital experience, all that experience, and I'm gonna get more experience for you guys because it doesn't end here. I can go to the hospital for the entire year up to next May. Thank you guys for watching this video. The comment shout out of today goes to Miranda Lynn, and thank you for commenting on one of my previous videos. I'm sorry these children are so loud, but we love kids. If you like this video, go down below, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications. See you next time. Love you.